or do you have like mics muted at the start?
Well, unless you have something else you want to tell me before, but right now we're not muted, no.
Oh, so we are audible?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Yes. All right, we are live. Let me pull all this up. Okay, and
Have you informed your community about this Q&A or discussion?
not really. I mean, we've kind of just jumped in there.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. You just surprise them with a stream they weren't expecting, and then you have deep discussions.
Yes.
About the world.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Leon?
Hey, Leon.
Leon was informed. There you go. Yeah, I told a few people on Discord.
Yeah, Leon came from my community.
Oh, I see. You can't play this as is not safe, bro. Really? Wait, what? What do you mean it's not safe? Wait, Jester, what? I'm gonna get hacked? No, dude. What's up, Gem? Alright. So,
hello, people with a sword next to their name.
Yes, I'm hacking you right now. Okay, thanks, buddy. Yes, people with swords next to their names. If you can, please moderate the chat today. We might get a few viewers. Last time we did this, we did get quite a few people. So I would ask you, if you're not busy, if you can stick around and moderate the chat, I would appreciate it. It's like the first time I asked my mods to ever do anything in 15 years. So like, yeah, use that fucking sword for once in your life.
Yeah, especially there's a guy from our community. If you see a guy named Distro TV, just hit the ban button right away.
Yeah,
don't even bother.
He's a hacker on COD, known hacker. Also, if you see Aquarius Chaos, make sure to ban him. Is my IP safe?
I don't even know who that is, but I agree.
Yeah, you better agree. He's pre-banned. Oh, perfect. He's already banned. He's not even waiting for him to show up. It's just, yeah, he's already banned.
You might want to add
where's
my name to the title or like the screen or something, so people know who you're in a call with. Like, I don't personally mind, it's just that it's probably easier if they know.
Yes. Let me just get the chat on screen. I forgot to do that. Yeah. Let's pop some heads. Yeah, let me add that somewhere. Text. Well, there. This is like the old streams from like 2014, bro. I'm literally, look at this shit. I'm just right on stream. In call with. There we go.
It said in Distro TV, please no.
in Distro TV. Yeah, I'm in Distro TV right now, bro. Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Gun's getting hungry. Time to feed.
Hanging out in Distro TV. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I don't know where to put this. There's not enough space on the screen, bro. Alright, I guess this is fine.
You can make it smaller. It doesn't have to be huge or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to let me check on my phone. Yeah, it's still a bit big, isn't it? A little bit smaller like that. There we go. Just like good old times. If you guys ever watched Twitch back in like 2012 or whatever, Like, this is how it was. People just adding random text on their screen mid-stream, bro. Great times. Who am I in a call with again? Oh, I'm not in a call. I'm in distro. We still do it. Well, I do. I'm an old school guy. Old school kind of guy.
I just went away for like a minute and no one noticed. That's how useful I am in this conversation.
Yes. Alright, so I'm gonna... There, I did a little thing where when we answer a specific question in chat, I can do this. So we have June Gemini asking, is my IP safe? And how do I turn on the flashlight? So, first of all, your IP is safe because this is only a Twitch live stream and you're not playing Call of Duty right now. And to turn on the flashlight, you have to press Q.
Bro, you gotta teach me how to do that. That's pretty awesome.
I kind of just set something up real quick. It's really redneck setup, but sure. Sure. You were just typing, wise guest not speaking. He's a bit shy. It's alright. It's alright.
It's because English isn't my first language and I have to look up all the words in the dictionary.
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, wait, right. True.
We should just do it in French, fuck it.
It's not my first language either, but we can do it, yeah.
At least only one of us has to Google. Alright. I think,
Remote code execution.
remote code execution. Hola or something like that, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do it in French and I'll have to leave for your sakes.
Don't worry, I don't speak French.
It's okay, I do. I'll teach you
I mean,
guys.
technically I do as well, but you don't have to know that.
That's true. I already read that. My bad. My bad. Terrible stream.
Just read it all over. Just read the same message over and over again to like annoy the viewers so they add new messages, you know? You always keep reading the last message.
Oh,
and
that's
if
the
they don't want to
strat.
provide-
That's how you get
yeah, if you
people
don't want to provide
chat.
content, it's their fault.
Do it in French and I'll have you... Oh, I already read them, I bet. Sorry. Salad. How do you get the questions to pop up? I'm not telling you that. It's my secret. We do have one question here from Leon who says, streamer, who are you in call with again?
I believe that question is directed at you, right?
Right, because I'm the streamer. I'm in a call with Distro. TV. Distro
If you want to
Gamer.
know my answer, I'm in a call with Lollipop OMG.
Yes. Keep your secrets. I will keep my secrets. Who's in a call with me? Well, now that's a good question. Oh my god, my lights just flash.
You're FBI agent.
So, I think I'm getting hacked, guys, for playing this. My lights just flashed. No, so actually, there's like a tornado alert. I didn't really think about that, but I might die midstream, guys. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You wanna know, like, legit, if you're like, if that's actually a thing in your area, we can delay, like, do it another day.
No, that's fine. But yeah, that light flash kind of scared me though, because I didn't think about that. But I might get a power outage. But we'll see.
Oh man, remote tornado execution.
Yeah. Getting hacked by nature, bro. No, it should be fine though. I'm like in the orange zone, not the red one. Honestly, like
Appreciated.
it's probably just gonna rain.
Yeah, like rain sharks is a sharknado.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna first let me make sure I have enough space on my hard drive to record this. Just 5 terabytes isn't enough. Don't ask what's on there.
Fucking hate fish.
Okay, there we
I
go.
wasn't going to, but now I'm curious.
That was the whole point. What's on there? What did I just say? And what did I? A lot of footage.
Yeah, you gotta make that question pop up on stream as well.
What? Yeah, so there's like one flaw in my thing. It's like it needs to be all the way to the top. You guys need to type more for it to appear. I need like 3 more messages or 4. Oh, there we go. It's not following. Damn, bro, you've been there for a while, huh?
Couldn't live without me, huh?
Alright, we could do that. So what's on there? And we could even add answer my question.
Pick that up and swing with it.
10 out of 10. Would ask again.
What's-
They're dropping like bad habits.
What I eat today? Actually, I ate sushi today.
Damn, that's what I ate 2 days ago.
Nice.
Or was it yesterday? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Toy for the big
I don't eat it that often, and I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but someone at work was getting it. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll follow you. It was alright. It's pretty good. Wouldn't eat it every day or anything. It's not like my favorite thing. I know people like they go crazy on sushi. Like, I don't know, it's fine. I don't hate it.
I mean, in my case, because I ate it 2 days ago, I actually really dislike sushi and I really hate it. But I just want to flex on the poor people.
Eating caviar every morning.
I like streaming it on YouTube and Twitch and everything, and yeah.
Damn. You need the craving for it. Yeah, I get that. Oh my god, I can hear the thunder outside. We better start this.
I mean, you still have the decision. You can also like stop this if you prefer.
No. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Everything will be okay. Everything
Whenever
will-
you want to start, I'm good to go.
Yeah. I guess we'll start. You need to lurk. If you die in a tornado, just know I love you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, John. I will let you know if I die in a tornado.
Yeah, like write a text message while you're like spinning around in the air.
I'll make sure to message you to let you know.
You like saw the Twitch stream there, like, hey guys, I'm inside of a tornado right now.
I'm outside a tornado. I need to let you guys know God is not safe.
Oh my god. Let me be the last thing.
I'm always in the juggernaut.
It is my duty.
Install a VPN.
Make sure to play on plutonium, guys. Oh, wow. Get outside before the door's stuck. I don't think it's a good idea. I think you're supposed to stay inside during a tornado.
Yeah, inside basement level.
Well, I'm in the basement, so I'm already, like, I'm good, man. I'm fine. Everything's good. Let's do this. Alright, so what's going on with COD on consoles, right, guys? Oh my god, it's crazy stuff. Alright. So, why is the title this? Why is the title warning, don't play this shit, right? Why am I scaring you guys? Let's get into it. So I've received, and it's all anonymous, so I'm not gonna be sharing clips or anything, okay? Because I want to keep these people safe. They trusted me with this. I don't want them to become targets. At some point, who knows, we might, like, I might release it in a video or something and show the footage, but for now, I think it's better to just keep it hush-hush a little bit. We trust Anonymous. Well, to be honest, I didn't at first, but I've received multiple reports of it, and it's all very similar to one public video on YouTube you can watch about RC on PlayStation 5, and it's the exact same thing. So, take my word for it or don't, it doesn't really matter. I'm just here to spread awareness and tell you about it. So, what's going on is I've seen clips of people getting RC'd on Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 on PlayStation 5. Now, does that mean like RC in the sense like, oh, all their personal information, their PSN account was stolen, all that shit? No. What I mean by RC is the straight definition of it, which is being able to send code to the PlayStation for it to execute something, right? And in that case, what it did is it opened the web browser and put a YouTube video, or it would just put a link or something like a GIF. Some of them were a GIF, some of them were a YouTube video with racist shit on it. Some of it happened on live streams. Obviously, people want to fuck with people, so yeah, you're playing Black Ops 3 and all of a sudden your web browser opens, you have a YouTube video spouting racist shit on your stream. That's what's going on. So is it like a security risk in a sense, like, do the PlayStation account actually, is there actually anything bad happening to people's accounts or information? Not really. Not so far anyways, from what I've seen and what people have shared with me. So that doesn't seem to be a concern. Could be in the future, who knows. I just think it's good for people to be aware that that's a thing. Because to be honest, I've researched the depths of the internet. I've looked at everything. Reddit, fucking Steam forums, 4chan, fucking whatever. You know, like, I went deep into hell and back. I haven't found a single person talking about this anywhere. Not a single soul, except Weaver's video from 2 years ago and the people who messaged me on Discord. That's it. I haven't seen anyone. I'm doing pretty good. Goink? Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you. So yeah. That's basically what it is, right? Now, what does that mean for Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ports that just came out? Well, honestly, okay. If this is possible on BO3 and BO4, I don't see why it wouldn't be on BO1 and 2. And so, my worry, personally, is if that's possible on 3 and 4, and BO1 and 2, even though they're new ports that just came out, they're still like the same old games from 2010 to 2012, right? It could get worse, right? Like, if the exploit only allows for the web browser to open on BO4, for example, what's to say the BO1 exploit isn't crazier than that? The reason I believe that is because of Sirius's comment on a video on one of his description, which I will basically read to you now. I guess I'll send that to you, Distro, so you can have it.
Sounds good. Do you want me to quickly introduce myself for anyone who...
yeah, sure, you can do that while I send... Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so hello everyone. First of all, thank you to Lollipop for having me here. This is very spontaneous, so I have as much information as you guys, basically, or maybe even less.
Yes.
And I am a cybersecurity Master of Science student, and I'll graduate in a few weeks from now. So that's why I got called in, because I have some overview on cybersecurity stuff, even though I don't really know the PS5 security at all, but I can share my opinion, or like nuanced opinion, with all the information I'm getting today, and we can discuss potential dangers and, you know, get a bit theoretical, be a bit more practical. But yeah, I'm just here to join you guys on the journey of being informed about this type of attack for the new ports of Call of Duty.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, people always say consoles, they're safe. Consoles are fine. You can play on consoles, right? I mean, I don't know. At this point, I wouldn't trust it, to be honest, personally. I wouldn't log on to it. What's up, Choco? When you finishing Requiem? I don't know. I was just looking at the game yesterday and I felt guilty. I was like, damn, I need to finish that shit. Honestly, no clue. With Halo coming out next week, I don't know. But, one day, for sure. Anyways, so, let's read Sirius's comment. So if you guys don't know who Sirius is, he is the person who made the T7 patch on Black Ops 3, right? Now, sadly, they passed away. But one of the comments that they wrote in one of their description of their video was talking about the console versions of the game and basically warning us about those, right? So, it reads as follows. Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 attackers can get as far as pulling saved information from your accounts on the system. So, according to Sirius, if you were playing, let's say, the Black Ops 3 last gen version on PlayStation 3, it would be possible for someone knowledgeable enough to gather your PSN account information through that game. And that doesn't mean that that's possible on PS4 or PS5, obviously. That's a PS3 thing. But let's keep in mind that the PS4 will probably not be updated for very long still, maybe like a year or two left. I think they've already announced actually when they're gonna stop like security updates for it, but it's happening soon, right? When that happens, who knows what the hell these exports are gonna be doing on PS4. So that's a warning for you guys. If you're playing still on PS4, like be careful, because like soon you won't get any protection on these games. And it might get just as bad as PS3. Now, let's continue with the comments, which is PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One. The best they can do is pull your IP, mess with your stats and settings, crash you. You should be fine to play modern CODs without worrying about things like malware. So that was a comment. That was 3 years ago at this point. It's September 2022. Now, since then, right, there has been, like I said, that one video on YouTube from Weaver showing off him on Livestream getting RCE'd on Black Ops 3 Zombies. Which, you know, believe what you want. I don't know if it's real or not. Like, I've talked to the guy. It seems legit. And with the recent reports I've gotten with people messaging me recently, it seems very similar to what happened to him 2 years ago. So, again, what the extent of that is mostly just the web browser opening. Most security patches are against jailbreaks. Yes, I would agree. Now, the one thing that worries me about the RC that happened on Weaver's video is he's playing zombies with 2 other people, right? Like, there's no one else in the lobby. And yet it happens to him, and I'm not sure. He keeps saying it's not someone in his lobby, but if I'm looking at it like from a logic perspective, like it's gotta be someone in his lobby doing it, you know. And I don't want to, like, you know what I mean. Like, hopefully we'll get to talk soon, because we are planning on doing a video together, and I'll be able to maybe discuss this with him more in detail. But it has to be someone in his lobby, I would imagine. But I don't know. I mean, how does PlayStation work? I don't have no clue, right?
May I quickly interject?
Of course, that's what you're here for.
First, yeah, to interrupt you.
Yes.
No, sorry. First of all, just a general thing. If you're watching this and you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll reply sooner or later on stream. And the second thing about what you just said, what platform was that on again?
PlayStation 5.
PlayStation
the newest
5.
one.
Like the
up-to-date insecurity, yeah.
Okay, but is that peer-to-peer hosting system, or how does it work?
It's peer-to-peer, yeah.
Okay, then I will have to agree with you. It's most likely someone from the lobby.
100%. Because from the other clips I've been shown of people getting RC'd on PlayStation, right? Every time the person joins their lobby first, they use a force join lobby exploit, or they just join their lobby if their lobby's not closed. They get in there. You can see them like doing stuff. You can see the person who gets RCE'd, you can see their level go up. You can see their name changes color. and then you can see the web browser open. Like, you can see they're doing stuff, and they literally just join the lobby for like 5 seconds and leave. And you're just kind of confused. You're like, who the hell was this guy? You know, and then whatever, you keep going with your day, right? And next thing you know, like, your PlayStation starts acting up and shit starts opening on its own. You know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, people need to be in your lobby to do that. Now, of course, they can use a force join lobby exploit or a force pull lobby exploit where they force you to join them or whatever. But either way, they need to use exploits to get in your lobby with you before RCE can happen. So in Weaver's video, that's why I'm saying, like, it would be impossible for someone to do that kind of exploit on him without being in the lobby. So it's got to be one of his friends fucking with him. You know what I mean? This is what it's got to be, in my opinion. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make, right, is I think if you're playing solo, you're fine. If your lobby's closed, you're not like playing with anyone else in public lobbies or anything, in theory you should be okay playing on PlayStation 5. I don't think there's really much of an issue there, unless for some reason you're a target and someone decides to force pull you into their lobby, for example. But that would be like the only case of that being possible. Like, the probability of that is so low. It's not there, you know what I mean? But it's so low that I think you're fine, to be honest, to play solo. But I wouldn't recommend anyone to be playing public lobbies, whether that be on Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, or even the new ports. Even though I haven't seen anything confirmed on that, I feel like we probably would, because there's like 400,000 players on that right now, and a bunch of big streamers are playing it. Like, if something's gonna happen, we'll know immediately. I'm not worried about that. So if you want to play right now and enjoy it, go for it. Just know, like, in my opinion, there's definitely people looking into how to break that fucking game right now and trying to get RC to work on it. Especially the people who already are doing it on 3 and 4. They're looking into it right now, and it's just a matter of time until it happens, in my opinion. I think we're definitely going to see, like, in a week or so, like, a big streamer getting RC'd on BO2 PlayStation 5. I'm telling you right now, that's my warning to you. That's gonna happen. 100%. So, I don't know. What's your thoughts on RC being possible on PlayStation this show?
I just want to clarify once again. You said the streamer who got attacked on stream and who you tried to reach out to, was that on PS5 as well?
Yes.
Okay. So my thoughts are that I would tend to believe that person, that it's possible.
Yes.
There are a lot of discussions about the actual threats that it causes, which I think we can get to a bit later maybe when we talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
But my initial thought is it's probably possible from what I've heard, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. No, it doesn't surprise me either. And the interesting thing is this is all happening on PlayStation 5, not PlayStation 4, which is pretty surprising to me, because you would think the older console would be the one to allow these kinds of exploits, but everything I've seen from multiple people is all on PlayStation 5 for some reason. It's like a flaw in the system of 5 and not 4, which is kind of interesting. As for Xbox, honestly, I think Xbox is fine. They were using Demon War servers, but from my understanding, when they changed the matchmaking on Xbox, like, what was that, 2 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago, they've basically, I don't know exactly what they did, but basically they've added a layer of protection onto the servers that PlayStation just doesn't have.
Yeah, it's actually something I want to point out. Now, I have no idea what the exact attack is and how it actually works, but from the little information I have, it seems to be a coding issue in the game.
Yes.
And from what you've been telling me, the SLA protection on Xbox or similar is probably like a layer of mitigation where the attack is actually happening, but it doesn't go all the way through. And PS5 doesn't have the barrier there. That's my best assumption with the information I have right now?
I would say you're correct, and let me be clear that when I say like Xbox is safe, I don't mean like safe from hackers or modders or anything like that. Infections are still very much a thing on Xbox, but I'm speaking in terms of like actual RCE being executed. That seems to be right now a PlayStation 5 exclusive thing. Even PlayStation 4 wouldn't have it for some reason. Or at least I haven't seen anything or anyone. Maybe there's just not enough people playing on 4, I don't know. But everything I've seen is on 5.
Yeah, I can't really say much about it until I know the exact attack, but yeah.
Yeah, no, because I don't know the exact attack either. You know what I mean? Like, is it a mod menu that people are using that does it for them? Is it someone, you know, jailbreaking their PlayStation? Is it someone... I've seen people do executing code on Black Ops 2 Xbox using Discord, of all things, you know, from their PC. Now, don't ask me how the fuck that happens, but they basically made a bot on Discord, and they would just, like, type a command on Discord, and they would execute code on Black Ops 2 on Xbox. So that's a thing. So maybe they're not even executing their thing from a PlayStation. It's not, like, maybe it's from a PC to a PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Looking at some of the questions right now.
Yeah, same.
So, again, I'm clarifying again, once again, but these servers are not dedicated, is that correct?
They're all peer-to-peer on console, that's correct.
Got it, okay, just checking.
Always hated freaking teddy bears.
Does anything change if you are the match host? Should we answer that one, or...?
Yeah, let me pull it up on the screen. It's not the right one. Yeah, I need to get down there. Hold on. Oops. Leon, there it is. I'm gonna do this. Put you up here. This is all gonna be edited anyway. Alright. There. Leon asks, does anything change if you are the match host?
I would assume it's the exact same thing as the previous expos we talked about, but I don't actually remember the answer. Do you remember, Lolly?
Oh, what we talked about, yeah. So, so basically when you're host, that's how you execute code to the other players in the lobby, right? Now, there are exploits to change the host. There are exploits to give host, to take host from people and create a migrating host. But basically the host is the one distributing all the code that's being sent to the other players. So for example, if I'm player 6 in the lobby and I want to start hacking, I could either steal host from the host and kick him out and get host myself, or I could send him stuff to distribute to others, basically. That's how it works.
Okay, interesting. Makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah. It's a bit weird in that sense, but yeah. So being host is required in a sense that it gives you more privileges, I suppose, but you can always just take it if you need it. So it's not like... You're asking because you remember seeing a message migrating host if someone left the game. Yeah, that's exactly what happens, right? They can just kick you off and take it. Alright, is Plutonium worth it to play COD 1 and 2? Of course. Especially if you're into zombies.
What is Plutonium, if I may ask?
Plutonium is the client you can play some of the Black Ops games safely on PC on.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So, limited. Yeah, okay. So I got this here. So
Fast life.
again, I'm calling this an RC attack simply because, you know, it's opening the web browser and everything. But that seems to be the only thing it's capable of. Like, I know in Weaver's video, he mentioned the person attacking being able to move around in his dashboard and even control him while playing the game. I'm not saying, like, he's lying. All I'm saying is when you're being attacked, you get very paranoid about these kinds of things. And I just don't know if that's the case, if that's possible. Because, I don't know. At this point, you have complete remote control of the console, right? And that's just crazy to think about. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
So what was it exactly? They had control over the gameplay, and what else?
Like, you know how when you press, like, it's just like Xbox. When you press, like, the Xbox button, it pops up the dashboard. And then you have a menu you can move around in.
Okay, so, we're getting technical again. Fun. So, I don't know the PS5 hardware or software infrastructure or security measures, but from my very fast, short research I did like half an hour ago, I think it's possible, but not in the way you would think at first. It's scarier than it sounds because, from what I understand, PS5 or like modern consoles do sandboxing correctly, and to elaborate, that basically means that when you play a game, the game's code can only influence basically what's happening in the game or what the game has permission to do. So every single game, every single application has its own sandbox basically, and its security is strictly like contained to the sandbox. For instance, let's imagine your game is hacked so badly in a way that everything can be controlled, everything is broken, then at least in theory, but also normally in practice, you cannot do any damage on the actual like OS level, kernel level, or like on other applications or games. Now, you mentioned before that apparently you can launch a browser, is that correct?
Yes, that's the most common thing I've seen is people opening the web browser app and just putting stuff on the screen.
Okay, so what I don't know COD, I don't know PS5, but it sounds scarier than it probably is, because from my point of view, from my understanding, it's not actually that they're launching the browser through like the console itself, but I believe the game itself has like permissions to launch a browser or like display stuff. Is that correct? Is it like maybe an online shop or something in the game?
Most likely is the case, I would assume. I don't have confirmation on that, but I would assume if you're trying to buy like the season pass or something from the game, it might open. Well, usually it would open the console's dashboard and take you to the store there, but there might be some cases where it opens a web page. Maybe if they have like social media links or something in the game you can open. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm saying it's highly likely that that's the case, yeah.
Like, yeah, if you say like there's some kind of transaction you can do and you can like open the dashboard with it, then that means the game has the permission to basically invoke whatever function does that.
Right.
And I assume we can also like display web pages like that. For instance, if there's like a shop, like, oh, look at this new skin, it probably like loads some kind of like pre-rendered website or something.
Sure.
So what is actually happening, from my understanding, and from my understanding, is that basically the attacker uses the game's permission and like trolls the user by making the game open the dashboard or like input some keys or open a web browser with a certain page, because the game basically can do that already. But I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But I would heavily assume that the attack surface actually stops there. I don't think they can damage anything beyond what's happening inside of the game.
No, I don't believe so either, because everyone I've talked to that had this happen to them, nothing's happened to their PlayStation account, nothing's happened after they closed the game and reset their console, like, it's fine. It's happened and it's gone. Like, that's all it is. They opened a YouTube link, they posted some funny memes, whatever, and it's done. So that seems to be the extent of it. There seems to be very big limitations on what they can do. But the interesting thing, one of them, so they would have the web browser open, and that's after the player left the lobby, mind you. The web browser opens to like a GIF, and then they close the web browser by pressing the circle button. But then it pops back up, so they start spamming it, and it just keeps popping up all the time, which I can only assume is some kind of automated script, because it's immediate. Like, you close it, it opens. You close it, it opens. Every time. So I just thought that was interesting to mention.
So I can't give a definitive answer to that, but my assumption is that the site is either attacker controlled or like a troll site specifically there to troll people basically. And I would assume there's some kind of script on that page that makes it reopen when you close it or something like that. I'm not 100% sure if that's possible, but it might be. Either way, it's some kind of script that relaunches the browser, but it's still, once again, probably scarier than what it looks or sounds like from what I would assess from the information I got so far.
Yeah. See, because the weird... Yeah, because it's got to be coming from the website. I think you're right about that. Simply because the player had left the lobby at this point. Like, you shouldn't be able to just keep executing shit on it. On the other guy, you know what I mean? So... I don't know.
I don't know how the PS5 works with, like, software or hardware. Maybe... I doubt it, but it's theoretically possible that you can basically code it to launch the same site multiple times, but it like doesn't open them at the same time. When you close the other one, the next one gets invoked. Maybe. I don't know if that's possible. I can't really speak about the infrastructure in PS5 at all, but just throwing that out there as a, I don't know, 1 in 1,000 possibility. But either way, there's some kind of mechanism that makes it possible, apparently.
For sure, and I just think it's interesting because, again, it's like this guy that got the spam, he said it finally stopped once he pressed the PlayStation button, right? That's what stopped it from popping up all the time. So he just went back to the dashboard, closed the app, and boom, it was done, you know? But then I also have other reports of people saying that the PlayStation button didn't do anything, like it wouldn't work. So it's like, I don't know. It's the same thing that happens, but it seems to have different variations of it. Maybe it's just dependent on what kind of website they bring you to. And, you know, I wouldn't be worried about people sending you malware through the PlayStation web browser app. Like, I'm pretty sure they have protection against that. So even if they try to do some malicious shit like PlayStation, it's got their own security in their browser app, so I wouldn't be worried about that. But still, they can... It's still annoying, you know what I mean? And like, you can't stream these games anymore. Who knows what's gonna pop up on your screen, you know? So that's mostly what it is, right?
Yeah, I want to add a couple of things to what you just said.
Yeah.
Great, I lost my train of thought, but give me a second. Can you like give me a quick rundown of what you just said?
I'm trying to remember what I just said. I said streamers can't do it anymore because of whatever. Yeah, because PlayStation have their own security with their web browser app, so I wouldn't be worried about malware.
I remember now. So the first thing is about the button being deactivated. I don't think that's actually like website script. I think that's part of the script that is actually remotely executed through the game. It could probably block a button. I guess there's like
probably, yeah,
a function for that in the PS5. Well, code that allows to do that. You can probably like block a button, and the game has permission to do that, which makes sense because the game has to take inputs and might block inputs during cutscenes or similar, you know.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you don't have to worry about malware. Like, the sandboxing is the interesting part here that matters. Like, theoretically, I don't know how the security is like on a per game basis, so to say, but let's assume that your COD game, like the program you're running right now, is completely compromised. Then the security boundaries on the hardware level actually protect you from basically the malware being able to do anything else on another application or on the operating system or anything like that. So the attack is very, very, very likely contained to what, like where the game is running and what the game can do. So even if you could, let's say, I don't even think that's possible, but let's say you can delete files on the game itself, that could be possible, but if it can do that, it can still not delete files on other games or, I don't know, your PS5 operating system files. All those are saved if everything's implemented correctly, which I think is the case. But yeah, so basically my point is the attack is contained to the game and what the game can do, so you shouldn't worry about it compromising the whole system.
Yeah, no, I think you're correct on that because of how the sandbox works on PlayStation. So, yeah, in that sense, I wouldn't say like it's dangerous. Again, it's not dangerous for you to play it, but it's not safe, you know what I mean? And I don't know, my worry, once again, as I mentioned at the beginning, is that according to some reputable people, PlayStation 3 is able to get account information through exploits on these games. And with the life cycle of the PlayStation 4 ending soon, and their security basically becoming non-existent or not updated anymore by Sony, I'm scared like the PlayStation 4 versions are probably gonna be, maybe not as soon as it stops, maybe in a few years from now or whatever. Then maybe people can get your PSN information through Black Ops 3 on PS4, you know? That's something we have to look at in the future, like that could happen, I think.
Yeah, I just want to add to what I said before. I don't want to diminish the threat of this kind of attack. RC is always bad. Even if it's contained to like one program, it's bad. It shouldn't happen, should be patched immediately. It's just bad. So I don't want to diminish that. It's just that it's not as bad as it could be on like a whole ecosystem level of the PS5. That's what I wanted to say before.
Right.
And also to what you just said, I don't know what the difference is between, say, PS3 and PS4 or PS5 even. But let's assume that Sony like learned over time how to protect their stuff better. It is.
That's a good one.
I mean, I don't know how the credentials are stored and stuff, but I will be charitable here, okay?
Sure.
I will charitably assume that the credential secrets are not stored in plain text, and that's important. I assume they were stored in plain text in PS3, probably. But
I mean, have you ever
PS4.
Have you ever heard of the, what was it, the PlayStation 3 blackout or something it was called? Like when during the whole holiday season, I think it was 2011 or 2012, the PSN servers were being hacked by Anonymous, and basically like all the passwords were basically in plain text.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That is complete security no.
Yeah. I mean, but again, that was like 15 years ago or whatever, but it's still something to think about, being like, yeah, it's the same company. Who the fuck knows, you know? I doubt it. I doubt it's in plain text, but, you know, there's probably some security that they're not taking too seriously enough, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Companies are sometimes really blind or like actually idiotic when it comes to security discussions. You know, as long as it works, yeah, it's secure, right? Wink, wink. Anyway, the thing is, I think they got these basics right since the PS4. I mean, I would hope so. It's a charitable assumption, but I really would hope so. And I expect that the secrets are not stored in plain text anymore. And I really don't know how the PS5 or PS4 do things, but maybe it uses like do you have a user password or something in PS4 and 5 to get into your account? How does it work?
Oh, of course, yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay, so even if you have a password, maybe I don't know. It's just conjecture. Maybe it like derives cryptographic key from it and uses that instead. I don't know. But if it stores the password, actually, it's gonna be most likely not in plain text. It's gonna hash it first. But if it doesn't do that, then seriously, what the heck? But I'm pretty sure there's some kind of security measure in that regard. And this is actually a topic I would say, a bit more knowledgeable on because my master thesis actually is about authentication methods. So I deal a lot with like password security and stuff like that and how to replace them. Just pointing that out. But yeah, I assume that PS4 and PS5 learned from the mistakes and actually made things safer in that regard. I hope.
Yeah, I hope too, for sure. What I'm personally worried about is not necessarily them trying to snatch passwords or anything. I think what could be scary is if someone, I don't know, let's say you're just chilling in a Black Ops 4 lobby and then you go and you go take a piss or whatever, you go cook some food, you're AFK for like an hour in the lobby, right? And during that time, this one player joins you, starts controlling your PlayStation, and you know, or let's assume this is PlayStation 4, right? And now there is no security updates, and for some reason the sandbox is spread open, and they're able to just go in there, start looking into your account, buying stuff from your credit card and everything, just controlling your console basically, remotely from the game. That's more so what I'm scared of, than people actually like trying to, you know, get passwords or tokens or whatever. Is basically using your account without your consent and stealing it that way, you know, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And again, I can't say this for sure, but I assume that it's not actually that much of a threat. Because even if like the security updates stop, there's still the boundaries, like probably on the hardware level even, that protects like different layers from like basically influencing each other or like throwing code at each other or in any way interacting with each other directly. So even if like the security updates stop, I don't think that it immediately means that you can compromise the whole system unless like another completely unknown attack vector gets found, of course. But then even then, I think they would do like an emergency patch or something if it was something that bad. But I wouldn't know that. But
they might, like, sure.
I wouldn't be too worried about this. My point. I mean, it's of course possible, but I wouldn't go too much in the doom and gloom route because I also believe that people are going to be more interested in like compromising the new tech, like PS5 and stuff, or PS6 in feature. I don't think there's going to be too much research on how to hack a PS4 going forward. But I mean, there's of course always people looking into stuff like that. But I wouldn't be too worried about it.
See, it's interesting you say that because there's a video I watched recently, which is really good, by the way. I would strongly recommend you guys to watch it. It's called I Asked Xbox 360 Hackers Why They Ruin Online Games Gone Wrong. It's posted by Kobateen, which is a pretty big YouTuber, but I thought the video was really interesting because it gives a perspective on what's happening with these hacks on consoles specifically. This guy basically, and most of the clips are from Call of Duty games, so that was really interesting to watch. But basically he goes in these lobbies and basically just plays the games on console, and when he meets modders and hackers, he just kind of talks to them and try to get an answer out of them. Sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't. Sometimes he gets hacks himself from them and starts fucking around with them, you know. But yeah, it's an interesting watch. I would strongly recommend that. But the reason I'm mentioning it is because of what you said of like people are not interested in hacking older consoles. Sure, I can see that it's always like, oh, the best challenge to try to hack the newest one and all that. But But I think there's also a community, especially in Call of Duty, that still plays the old games and want to hack those. And some people will go as far as to try to RCE people on those games, even on console. Again, I've heard rumors, and I don't know if that's true or not. I have no clue, but I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing about it in my comment section. And there's rumors that on PlayStation 3, there are some exploits that can be as bad as making your console overheat. I don't know if that's true. Just thought I'd mention it because that's kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, apparently that would be a thing on California World at War. I don't know if that's true. It seems a bit outlandish to me, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. These consoles are fucking old, man. Why not?
I can't speak about that, but it actually seems possible in theory, at least.
I think, yeah, right. Like, it's not too crazy, but at the same time, it's like, huh. I don't know.
I also want to elaborate. I'm not making the statement people are not hacking old consoles, because that would be a stupid claim.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, because, you know, there's RC on PC. Why wouldn't they just do it there? You know, kind of thing. You know, there's this weird thing on Black Ops 2 specifically on consoles where this game has a theater mode where you can rewatch clips of your old games and you can record and go back to moments and go in slow motion and all that. Like, it's pretty cool, right? For some reason, that theater mode is used like as a way for you to get mod menus in the game. Now, don't ask me how that works, but if you ever want to just get hacks on Xbox or whatever, because yeah, that's also a thing on Xbox, not just PlayStation. You just go to theater mode, you watch a clip, and boom, you have a mod menu now. And anyone can do it. Literally anyone. It's crazy. At least the new ports that just came out on PlayStation 5 do not have theater mode for obvious reasons. Because that's bad, but yeah, I remember playing Black Ops 2 on PC and checking out theater mode, and the pictures of the official trailer, so Treyarch would put their official videos on there, you know, to promote DLC and whatnot. The official picture for the map Origins was just a picture of a cat, and if you clicked on it, your game crashed.
It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. But yeah, for some reason, theater mode is just busted, and people are just hacking left and right in it. Which is kind of interesting, because that gives power to everyone. Because these mod menus are not just like aimbots, they're not just like, you know, typical modder shit. Like, you can basically lock someone out of their account using that mod menu, okay? And so how that works, right, is you either, I know Black Ops 2 specifically, you can just like uncheck the DLC, and then the game will keep telling you like, oh, you don't own the DLC, you can't play. And there's nothing you can do about it unless another modder fixes it for you. Which there's a lot of people on Reddit who can help you with that if that happens to you. Nice people, you know, good hackers. But there's also like, one thing I've seen recently with the Black Ops 1 and 2 ports that just came out this week is people were getting hacked into negative XP. So you would basically be level -1, which obviously doesn't allow you to matchmake with other players, because you need to be level, I don't know, 5 to get into an actual public match after the training mode or whatever. So you wouldn't be able to play, you know, the game you just bought that came out this week. So these mod menus, even though they're not like harmful in grand scheme of things, they can lock you out of the game purchase you just did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is a big problem. And the fact that it's available to everybody through the theater mode, and thank God that's not like, theater mode's not in the new ports at least, but like, that's still crazy. They're still selling those games full price. You buy it on Xbox, you play a couple matches, and all of a sudden the game says you don't own DLC, you can't play it. And most people probably don't even realize like it's someone else that did that to them. They probably just think like, oh, this game's bugged, or like there's an issue, or my DLC's not installed properly, let me reinstall, like whatever. They probably don't even assume that it's someone else doing it to them, which is also a big issue. Because then, you know, Activision can just kind of wash their hands and be like, yeah, I don't know, you know. But yeah, so I just thought that's interesting because that's basically what's happening on console, right? Other than the RC stuff on PlayStation 5, which we just mentioned, but that's been known, that's been a thing for years at this point, but it's still pretty fucked up that that's possible on console, I would say. Also, I'm sorry, I talked for a long time, but if you want to add anything to what I said, go for it.
No, I pretty much agree with everything you said. Just you might want to address the question on YouTube.
Okay, let me put that. Okay, let me just put it on screen. I know this is butched as fuck, but like I'm gonna. That's what editing's for. That's what editing's for. Okay.
Yeah, just edit everything I say out and just voice it over. Just say what I said and pretend it's what you said. It's fine.
Sure. Alright, so what's up, Caroline? Good afternoon. Is it safe to play... Wait, afternoon? What the... Where are you? Alright, yeah, sure. Good afternoon. Is it safe to play Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 on the new PS5 ports? For the time being, I would say so. We just talked about an RC... I call it RC because it's basically code execution on PlayStation 5 for Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. Obviously, it's very limited in what it can do because of how the PlayStation sandbox works when you're playing a game, right? So it's not like full-on, like full access, everything, like super dangerous thing, but people are able to open the web browser app and move around your dashboard, apparently, on PlayStation 5, on Black Ops 3, and the Black Ops 4. I haven't seen anyone do it on 1 and 2 yet, but I would say it's highly likely that it will happen at some point in the near future, simply because these games are on the same engine as 3 and 4. They're older. I know they're new ports and basically new versions, you could say, but they're still the same old game from back then. It's not like they remade... It's not like they coded the game again. They just made it compatible with PS4 and 5. You know, it's a port. So I would say these exploits are probably still in there. And the fact that BO3 and 4 have them on PlayStation 5, I would assume it's only a matter of time until someone does the same thing on 1 and 2. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see, like in a week, a big streamer playing Black Ops 2 on PlayStation 5 and then his web browser opens to some disgusting shit and everybody freaks out, and then a bunch of articles are written saying, oh my god, Call of Duty's being hacked again. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened at all, but for the time being it hasn't, so I'd say it's probably the safest it's gonna be. But just like with any Call of Duty release, it's probably gonna be hacked to shit in like a week or two. And I know they're patching it right now, like they've released a patch today to address the XP issue we were talking about. Which I don't know if that actually fixed it or if it's just mitigation or whatever. I know they say they're gonna keep updating it, but let's be realistic here. They're gonna do that for like a week or two and then just let it die when people stop playing. That's what they always do. So, you know, who knows what's gonna happen. It's not like they're gonna support these ports for years to come. That's just not realistic. But I think at least for the next week or so, which honestly I hope, you know, it might be weird for me to say, but I kind of hope that all these exploits get used on these games while they're actively patching it and actually like taking a look at it and people are talking about it, because that's, you know, they're gonna fix it. You know, if they're actively fixing it right now, like, okay, go for it, do your exploits, do your shit, so they can actually fix that, you know, for the future and the safety of the game for the future, because they're not gonna be doing that forever. So yeah, that's kind of weird to say, but I mean, that's really, yeah. Thanks for the info. No problem. Hope that answers your question.
I just want to quickly say something. You said you call it RC because insert reasons here. I mean, you call it RC because it is RC.
Yeah, it is RC, but okay, so look, there's the official definition of RC, which we understand, right? And then there's the Call of Duty RC, which everybody assumes just means like people can control your PlayStation. Now, I don't want to fearmonger and scare people when I say RCE. I don't want people to be like, oh my god, my PlayStation account and all my games. And no, you're fine, okay? So that's why I'm trying to be a bit careful, because RC has such a big connotation and like scares people a lot in the COD community because people don't really understand it, you know, and they hear the word and they get scared. So that's why I'm like, yes, it is RC in its definition, but it's not the scary one. Okay.
I think the best way to put it is it's RCE very clearly, but like contained to your game's program and nothing beyond it, basically. As in, your PS5 is safe, your other games are safe, your files are safe, your credentials are safe. It could launch some other software, but through the permissions the game already has. So yeah, it is full RCE, but mitigated on a on the greater PS5 ecosystem level. It's contained to the game's program, and it's still RCE in that sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, take a note or a look at my notes.
Well, I'm just trying to be technically correct.
Oh no, I totally I appreciate it, and I totally agree with you. No, I'm just trying to be more casual or streamlining it.
Yeah, no, I'm completely fine with that. But like, it is my job basically to make sure I get things correct for because there are gonna be two types of people watching this. As in there's people who know exactly what kind of threats these are, that are familiar with it, who even have a background in security and stuff like that. And there's casual gamers or even non-gamers who watch this because they think it's interesting, and this is scary. How scared do I need to be? So yeah, I think both approaches are actually good. So
yeah, I mean the hardest thing I've ever done in my life is, you know, when people in real life ask me or whatever, they find out I have a YouTube channel. And they're like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I talk about vulnerabilities and shit. And they're like, oh, really? What's that about? And I have to explain to someone who doesn't play video games or understand software or computers at all what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, bro.
It is actually one of, I mean, that's actually slightly off topic right now, but one of the most important skills, in my opinion, in engineering or in computer science or any related fields, like in science in general, in research, is to be able to simplify complex ideas in a way that a 5-year-old can understand them.
Yeah, that's actually, I've got that comment a few times on my newest video of like, thank you for explaining it like I'm 5 years old. I'm like, no problem, I got you. I'm getting better at it for sure. But yeah, I mean, it helps if you have a base knowledge of at least how video games work, and you at least know the concept of like, yeah, they're written with code, you know. Some people don't even know that. So yeah, it's a whole thing, but basically, you know, I just tell them like, yeah, play video game, get hacked, you're fucked, boom. That's the thing, right? But yeah, so one thing we didn't really touch on, but we did talk about last time, was the social engineering aspect of this whole RC thing happening on PlayStation 5. Because, well, again, right now the web browser opens and we get YouTube videos, we get GIFs, you know. But it is important to keep in mind that I think someone could be using this for malicious intent or to get money or whatever, and basically scare people into sending them Bitcoin or stuff like that. Right, opening the web browser while you're playing, scaring the shit out of you, and basically putting a countdown on the screen saying you have 5 minutes to send me money or I'm deleting your account. Stuff like that could happen.
I will spill their putrid guts and dance in their
That's a really good point, actually. I forgot about that, but that's actually, yeah, the most, I think, even important thing to keep in mind. So it's a good thing you brought it up.
Yeah,
yeah, when you
see
sure that, do not pay under any circumstances. Turn off your console and you're fine.
Yeah, no, it's complete bullshit. Just turn it off. You know, turn it off and back on again. I know they always say that as a joke, but in this case, it will work. Just turn it off and on again. Because again, I think we explained pretty well that this RC is very limited in what it can do. And so if that starts happening, like, at least you guys are aware, you guys can start reassuring people before the internet breaks into a fit of like, oh my god, there's hackers on PlayStation. Like, it's fine. They can't really do much. Don't listen. to people asking for money or trying to scare you or anything, they can't do much. They really can't. They can just send you to a link that says stuff. That's it. So glad we cleared that up at least.
I actually want to add another thing. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know the PS5 infrastructure. I don't know how things are implemented, but if I'm not mistaken, modern PCs as well, I think, as modern consoles have what I'm going to explain right now. It's got something like chain of trust, like a hardware chain of trust. Basically, and I have to simplify this because otherwise it gets unnecessarily complicated for no reason. When you turn on your device, let's say your console, there is immutable memory. That means that there's like a value that is hard-coded into your console that no one can change, at least in theory, but hopefully also in practice. No one can change that, at least not remotely, and that's guaranteed. And that starts first, and because it cannot be changed, from there the next layer gets started. Let's say, I'm going to simplify it quite a lot. Let's say like a part of the hardware that like launches programs later on, that gets started, and then the immutable root of trust is called, like the thing that starts the whole process, can cryptographically or mathematically verify that the code of what it started is unchanged and it's exactly what it's supposed to be. That happens with digital signatures and hashing and stuff, but that's not too important. But just trust me on that. Trust me, bro. Basically, there is like a chain, like a part of the hardware is assumed to be like secure, fully secure, and in practice, it actually is in this threat model. Launches the next step, verifies it correctly. Then that next step launches the next step, and that verifies that, and it goes on like that until the whole console has started. And when anything, and that's the important part, when anything is changed in your actual, let's say, operating system or like on the hardware level or kernel or something, your console will just not boot correctly. So keep that in mind. So if I'm not mistaken, PS5 has that implemented as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, consoles are basically PCs at this point, right? So I'm not sure I completely follow you on that, but I'm guessing you're talking basically like kernel levels kind of stuff, right? Like layers of protection, or that
kinda, yeah.
Like
you've probably heard about TPMs, right? TPM.
Sure, yeah.
Trusted Platform Module. You need that for Windows 11 to install it, for instance. Like it was one of the things.
Right.
Modern devices have that. It's on the motherboard. It's like a piece of hardware, and it is not directly accessible through software, basically. But from there, it has like hard-coded cryptographic keys, and that means, basically, to simplify that, it has like a secret key that can be used to verify can verify that what it launches is unaltered. Like it knows what the exact code is supposed to be. It launches it, and from there, let's say, I'm going to really abstract the way and simplify it. Let's say your motherboard gets turned on now. Like the code verifies, like mathematically proves that it's exactly in the way it's supposed to run. There is no changes. Everything is working fine. And then your motherboard can like start, I don't know, the graphics card, and then this gets checked, like, okay, this is definitely unchanged. And it goes on from there until everything is going, and you have like this intended initial state from like secure initial state from where things can get, launched, as in how you would use your PC or like PS5 normally.
So yeah, so you're basically talking about secure boot, right?
Yeah, secure boot is actually exactly that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know some games require you to have that now, such as Call of Duty nowadays. I know Battlefield 6 also had it. Yeah, I think ever since Black Ops 6 and 7, you need to have TPM and secure boot enabled on your computer to even launch the game, which I think is kind of interesting. They say it's because of anti-cheat reasons. Since obviously the anti-cheat is kernel level. But that's just kind of interesting to think about. How Call of Duty's doing that now, as if they care about security.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Xbox and PlayStation have this kind of protection to boot the console. You're right. So if that was to be exploited in some way, I guess in a way it would be possible to break people's consoles, or at least prevent it from booting.
Yes, basically.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because like,
I mean,
yeah.
It kind of depends. Like normally you're not supposed to be able to modify, but let's assume you actually modify the kernel permanently, then you're going to have a problem. You have a brick console. I don't know. I don't think there's a backup for that. But the the current way things work, that should hopefully never be possible.
Yeah, no, in theory it should never be, but you know,
in practice you never know. But
I'm thinking like, you know, 10 years, 20 years from now, when Black Ops 6 is 20 years old, you know, and Activision, we know how they treat their 20 years old games at this point. Yeah, they could literally just make it so your console never boots again. You know.
Yes, but I really want to like clarify that the protection is on like the PS5 level,
right?
And from a security perspective, it's always the best to assume that whatever program, whatever game you launch is actually completely idiotic and unsafe. Like you assume. Actually, let me give you an example of something called a hypervisor, and that's like a virtual machine on the hardware level. It's like deeper. It's not like if you think about virtual machine, you think about, for instance, Windows launching Linux through like a window, you know?
Yeah.
But a hypervisor is like a virtual machine, but it's deeper in the hardware. Like it's actually from the hardware you can launch different operating systems. And I think the PS5 also has a hypervisor, but that's beside the point. And I actually forgot what I was going to say. ADHD is great, bro.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
Hypervisor. Wait, we were talking about. Yeah, I was saying like if someone got in that and they could allow the console never to boot again.
Yeah. The protection is on the hardware level, was my point. So even if like modern systems, if they're not written by completely security idiots, basically, they will assume that whatever they're running is, like, they assume the worst case scenario. They assume it's completely borked. Let's say PS5 assumes, let's say Call of Duty is going to be completely broken, completely insecure, but the protections are on the hardware level. So even if like there's new exploits found inside of the game, the protection on the hardware level will still protect against it, no matter how stupidly the game is coded. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Which is kind of interesting. Yeah. No.
If things are implemented correctly on the hardware level, that's I don't know the security, but normally, I mean, again, wink, wink, but I hope they got it right.
I mean, it's kind of when you look at like, you know, I don't know if you've ever watched like videos of people like using the internet on Windows XP in 2026 or whatever, and they open it, they connect it to the internet, and they just get malware. It just pops up. Like, they don't even need to do anything. They just connect to the internet, and there it goes, doing its own thing. Which is kind of funny. But again, there's a reason why when you use a Windows 11 PC, that doesn't happen. You know? Just kind of a interesting parallel I thought I'd make. Because, yeah, I mean, in theory, you would imagine, like, okay, you're playing this old, let's say you're playing Quake 3 on Windows 11, if that's even compatible. Like, there's probably some exploits that are blocked by Windows entirely, you know? Like, there's probably some, so like, even just like Black Ops 2. If you're playing on, like, Windows 7, there's definitely more nasty shit you can get done than if you're playing it on Windows 11, just because of the hardware you're using, the operating system you're using wouldn't allow everything to go through as opposed to an older one. So there's always that to keep in mind. And I've heard before from the modding community on Call of Duty, like people saying like, man, I can't wait to get to the point where these exploits don't even matter anymore, you know, because of Windows protection and stuff like that. Because some people truly believe that it's only a matter of time until like we get an operating system that just blocks all of that shit entirely, you know, and just it's not even gonna be an issue anymore. But I don't know how.
It always depends.
Yeah.
On the exact threat model, like there is a very good chance that some attacks that were possible, or that are possible right now, will not be possible at all anymore. But it doesn't mean there's going to be similar attacks or completely new attacks from all the new stuff that comes, you know. It's always like, cybersecurity is always a cat and mouse game. You can fix stuff, like actually fix it permanently, and you're gonna have another like army of unpredicted things that are going to absolutely destroy everything that you didn't expect to even be possible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting, because, you know, in terms of RC, like, the only other games I can think of, and I don't think we've really talked about this in the last time we talked about this subject, but you know, there are other games that have had RC issues that have been fixed, and maybe we could mention them just real quick here. But you know, Left 4 Dead 2, for example, which is from 2009, does get reports via HackerOne and does still gets patches to this day. In fact, I think it got a patch last week. Not necessarily about RC, but just about exploits in general in the game. So, you know, games have these issues, and some devs care, some devs don't, you know. In the case of Left 4 Dead 2, thankfully it's being fixed. Another example I could talk about is Dark Souls. Basically the whole Dark Souls franchise had RCE. The game engine it uses had this exploit, and they shut down the servers until they brought them all back online one by one as they were fixed over the span of a few months. So that's something else that happens, that, you know, the publisher and developer have actually shut down the servers and fixed it until it was brought back, and there's never been an issue again. What else? GTA 5, of all games, GTA Online, which I'm probably going to make a video about at some point, because it's really interesting to me that for so long there was RC exploits in that game, and no one ever talked about it, you know? And it's just, I don't know. It interests me, and I need to do more research on it, and maybe talk to some people who were there back then, try to get some more information about it, because I'm not that knowledgeable enough. But it's just super interesting to me, because GTA 5 was like, you know, GTA Online, which has like, I don't know, back then when it was happening, maybe 300,000 players on Steam daily, you know, and that shit was in the game for like 2 or 3 years, known, you know, in mod menus and shit. And people played it and had no issues, mostly, except if you were a big streamer, which is interesting to think about. But yeah, so there's a plethora of games that had this issue in the past, you know. It's just that Call of Duty doesn't want to fix it for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I guess they ignored their Call of Duty and they just went home.
They don't want to fight this Modern Warfare.
Great.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. But you go ahead. I'll think about it.
My apologies. You were talking about. Wait, no, I forgot as well. No, you were talking about. I did actually forget. It was amazing.
I mean, I was talking about other games, but
Yeah, GTA 5 was the last one you said of like a while. They patched those. That Call of Duty doesn't want to patch it. Basically, that's where you stop.
Right. Shit. I was going somewhere with that.
maybe you'll remember and then you can edit it back in
Yeah.
there. But
I'll do
in the meantime, I will distract you with another question, which will maybe unlock the other part of your brain that is currently blocked.
Sure.
This is a question out of curiosity for myself, really, because I don't have a PS5.
Yep.
Well, my girlfriend does. I don't use it. Is there what ways are there to log into your account? Is it only password, or are there other options too?
So I'm not very familiar with PS5, but I can tell you on Xbox you can also add a pin code, which is like, you know, you press like you input like 4 buttons on your controller and it unlocks your account kind of thing. Which can be used other than the password, yeah. I think I mean, it automatically logs you in most of the time, you know. You would only enter your password if you make a purchase and you haven't set it to do it automatically, you know. Or when you first log in onto the console, because otherwise it'll just log you in automatically unless you put a pin. So if you don't want other people using your console to use your account. So the password is very rarely will you ever put it in, really, unless you want it to every time you purchase something, which, you know, people with kids probably use.
In that case, I want to specifically know, is it possible to sign in without the password at all? Like you don't even have one?
You mean not having a password at all on your account? Well, no, it's not like the 360 days where you could just do a bunch of profiles, right? Like every account you create nowadays is linked to your online play, right? With all your stats and everything. So I don't it's not. I don't think so, because and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you need some kind of payment method on at least one of your accounts to play online. Like that's just, you know, because you need to buy PlayStation Plus. I guess if you buy a gift card, you can bypass that. But you would need like at least one active PlayStation Plus account on your console, which would have a password, yes. So I would say at least one account on the console would require a password.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but slowly but surely, and like companies and also the world in general are just moving away from passwords in general, like text-based passwords. You can still authenticate, like you can sign to your account, but without ever having a password.
Of course.
That's, I think nowadays it goes by, actually no, nowadays it goes by the name passkeys usually.
Passkeys, I mean, I would assume it has that, or maybe a QR code and you just, you know, put your phone and log in that way. You know, there's multitudes of ways. Again, I don't really use consoles, so I'm not like too familiar, but the times I have helped like my siblings with stuff on their consoles, or try to log into their Epic Games account, which I'm gonna have a little rant about that, but fuck Fortnite. Like, how complicated is it to add a fucking gift card to your game? Like, holy shit, man. Anyways, yeah, to log in, the most simple thing was QR codes and whatnot, and just getting through it on my phone instead, you know. And the most recent console I've had to fuck with in terms of accounts and passwords and all that was the Switch 2, which that was a mess. But again, it was always like, go to this website on your phone, or use the QR code here and go to this website. Like, it seems like less and less you're putting in the password or anything in the console itself, and you're just doing it on your phone and linking that to the console kind of thing. Yeah, it seems like that's the direction it's going.
Okay, interesting. I just want to see what the current state is on consoles because I have no idea. Thanks.
Yeah, well, no problem. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly how they implement it, but it is a big movement right now. Like a lot of. Should I even talk about that? Does it even interest anyone, or should I shut up? We should talk more about RC and Call of Duty.
I'm enjoying it.
Okay, so there's something called the FIDO Alliance, and it's basically a bunch of big tech companies that came together, like Microsoft. I'm pretty sure Amazon is among them, AMD, Intel as well probably. a bunch of big companies came together, and we had like one goal, and it's just to get rid of passwords because they're quite insecure. And the current state of things is basically pass keys, and there are many ways to do that, and I think a lot of people might be using them without even knowing what it is, or even knowing that they're using it in the first place. There is a chance, like if you do the QR code thing, there's actually a pass key from your phone that's being used. I don't know that. I don't have a PS5, I haven't checked it, but it's quite possible. Sounds like cross-device authentication to me.
Right.
And it's actually what I'm doing active research on these days. It's actually my field of topic for my master thesis right now, so that's why it was particularly interesting to me to ask about that. So yeah, thanks again.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm glad I can give you information for once. But yeah, no, that's cool. And you know, it's because I'm trying to think, even Call of Duty nowadays, right? Because I know for a fact, if you're playing the most recent Call of Duty, and you don't have an Activision account, because you need an Activision account now. You can't just have an Xbox account to play the game. You need an Activision account, of course. So you launch the game, and then you make your Activision account, probably on your phone. Then you do that, and then they will ask you for your phone number, which is kind of interesting. Which, again, they always say it's because it's to get rid of cheaters, it's to make sure that only one account can be linked to one phone number kind of thing, so that we don't get a bunch of smurfs and a bunch of hack accounts. You know, people, when they get banned, they get banned. They don't just make a new account unless they have like 10 phones laying around kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of interesting though, that, because not a lot of games do that. And I mean, at first there was a lot of pushback, but now it's just kind of normalized. Like, a lot of games do that. I think Battlefield 6 did that as well when I launched it. I don't remember, but I think so. Like, some games will just ask your phone number.
Yeah, as a cybersecurity person, I want to say that I don't like this trend.
Yeah, no.
As a privacy-focused person, I hate being like forced to enter like a normalized world, like where you have to. No, at work it's normalized to have to use your phone number for everything. Like, actually, how about no? I'm not a fan of that. There are better solutions. Yeah, I think in the long run, there's gonna be better solutions, and if they still ask for a phone number, I don't think it's because of your security. It's more for their benefit, probably.
Oh, most likely. Oh, yeah. No, 100%. I mean, let's be real about it, you know? And
I mean, I don't want to make accusations and go to court, but if any big tech companies is like watching this, there are better solutions, and you know it. Implement them. Get rid of the phone numbers. Thanks.
Well, it's just kind of funny that they're trying to go away from passwords, and yet now they're asking for phone numbers. It's like, what? You know, you're scared of your passwords leaking out. What about the phone numbers, though? I don't know.
Yeah, well, just again as a quick aside, passkeys don't have anything like that. They don't have a password. They don't have a phone number or anything like that. It's basically just cryptographic key pairs. But I'm not going to go into detail unless people really want to know. But yeah, I think that's what the world is heading to in the near future.
Yeah, it seems plausible. All right, let's go back to COD. Let's see what else we gotta talk about here.
Again, as a reminder, if anyone who's listening right now has any questions about the topic, or hell, even cybersecurity in general, go for it. Just help Lollipop with a commentary, give us some engagement boosts, and we'll answer your question. We both win.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty close to wrapping up here. So if you have anything you want to add in or squeeze in before we end this, make sure to put it in now. Because yeah, I'm looking at my notes, and I think we went over pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today in regards to the consoles. You know, I think one last thing I just want to, you know, hit home to people is like, you know, when we say stuff like, oh, your IP can be leaked, because I see that a lot. People like really making like your IP getting leaked a big deal. You know, even the video I recommended earlier to watch about playing on Xbox 360, and dude's like acting like a VPN is gonna protect his life, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just chill out, you know. And I do get these comments a lot of people being like, bro, your IP doesn't even matter. It's like, I know, like, it's just, you know, you talk about so many things, and something that happens a lot in my videos, it's sometimes, for me, it's fucking obvious, but like, I'm not being clear enough about it, which I try to improve on a lot, especially the newest video I've made. I think I've done a pretty damn good job at like being very precise in what I say, because I don't like when people twist my words. So I'm being more careful with how I approach things. And, you know, that's also why I'm saying, like, when we say RCE, like, yes, it is RCE, but it's not the kind that has unlimited access to your PlayStation, okay? So just keep in mind that when you see people talking about exploits or saying, like, oh, consoles are not safe either, or I just see that a lot of people like, yeah, COD's not been safe for years, even on console. I'm like, but what does that mean to you? You know, not being safe on console? Because for some people, not being safe would mean, oh, there's aimbots, or people can kick you from the lobby. For other people, it could mean their bank accounts can be stolen from it. It's like, there's no specific word that we can use that means the same thing to everybody. And, you know, I just want to be clear that when we say scary words, you know, it's not always the worst case scenario, is what I'm trying to get at, you know. And I think we've explained and tried to elaborate on a lot of the things we talked about today to really hit home what we meant when we talked about these things. But just keep in mind, you know, that at the end of the day, you can still enjoy these games on PlayStation 5 and be okay. You might get a scary pop-up, you might get, you know, some spooky stuff happening, but you'll be okay, you'll live, your console's not gonna blow up, you're not gonna, you know, it's fine, you're okay.
Yeah.
Just enjoy Call of Duty, you know, at the end of the day.
Or when I say IP, don't be scared, it just means I'm taking a bathroom break.
Yeah, just saying,
Please,
no,
please edit that out.
That just means I'm big, bro, I swear. But yeah, if you're playing on PC though, you can assume your computer will explode though. I would strongly recommend you don't do that. But we're talking strictly about consoles here in this one, so yeah, if you're on console, like, don't be scared, it's okay. I know the title's kind of scary, but that's what I need to do to get you to click on it, okay? So now you have the info, you're aware, you can spread awareness just like we did today. You can reassure people, you can let them know what's actually going on. And please, if we did say anything that you think is wrong, or if you want to add anything to the discussion, please do so in the comments. We're always open to having a conversation and getting getting things cleared out. Because at the end of the day, the last thing we want to do is spread misinformation. But I think we were pretty damn clear when we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about. We actually said it, so it's not like
I think we did a great job.
Yeah, I don't think we came on here and started spinning facts, and, you know, we're just, a lot of it is assumptions, a lot of it is worry about the future, a lot of it is up in the air. But I think it's fair to have these concerns, and I think you guys should also be aware of the potential risks, and I think that's mostly what this was about today. And, you know, the fact that RC exists, no matter how limited it is right now on PlayStation 5, is a pretty scary thing in of itself, I would say, and should not be happening at all. And who knows how far that will go in the future. And I think soon we're going to see that something happen with the new Black Ops 1 and 2 ports. Like, something's going to happen for sure. So, would I recommend you guys to play? I mean, at this point, it's up to you, really. You know, I don't want to say to people, like, oh, don't play the new games. Like, just enjoy it, whatever. You know, I don't think there's any risk for your account. I don't think there's any risk for your console. You know, you might get locked out of playing the game because of negative XP or some shit like that, but that seems to be really the only bad thing that can happen. It's everything in the game. Basically, it's contained inside the game. And if you don't mind that, then you can go ahead and play it. But it's not going to be the most fun experience you'll ever have, I can tell you that much. But yeah, you don't have to be worried about anything leaking out of the game sandbox itself, is my point, at least on console. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to this, Ro?
Actually, yeah, I think that was a perfect transition to what I meant to say for like the end. You said at least on console. I believe, unironically, that with the current state of things, PC is actually more dangerous. As in, like, it's more dangerous to play Call of Duty with an RC exploit on PC, and you should still worry about it. But the one advice I want to really give, and that you should follow, is that when you play Call of Duty on PC, do not play it as an administrator.
Oh no!
At least not when you play offline.
Oh, I would not.
Sorry.
I don't know if you interpreted me saying that as like you guys can play COD on PC, because I would
No,
never recommend that.
No, it's just like practical advice for
Right.
people. Like console is a different ecosystem than PC, and on PC you also shouldn't be worried, but don't play as an admin. Is all I'm like, not with admin right. Like you right click and then do like execute program as administrator or something, whatever it's called. Don't do that unless you really have a good reason. You know exactly what you're doing and you're playing offline.
I mean, we could go and talk about PC again if you want, but I know that you're not like super knowledgeable about Call of Duty in itself, but there's multiple reasons why I would not recommend anyone to even connect to the servers on PC, administrator or not. Just don't even launch the damn thing on your computer. Like it's that bad in my opinion. And I'm not saying that to be scary or to fearmonger, but like just the Black Ops 2 servers, and I've talked about this in multiple videos, but the Black Ops 2 servers are taken over by someone, and they are able to modify settings in the game that should not be possible. Like voting for the next map in the lobby is disabled for some reason. That kind of stuff, which don't ask me how. Apparently it has something to do with physical files, and modifying those, he's able to basically take over the servers. He added his own anti-cheat into the game, which detects if people use aimbots, and it basically boots them off the game and bans them, which obviously is not Activision doing that. So these servers are completely hacked, and that person has access to RC. So if you're connecting to that server, who the hell knows what he's doing to your computer? That guy must have a data log like as long as you can't even imagine how long it is. Like he's just data gathering over there, and that's pretty scary. So
yeah,
for these kinds of reasons, I would not even connect to the servers at all, which is why I always recommend play offline or just play on the clients where it's safe. Don't bother with the Steam versions at all. Who the hell knows what's going on behind the scenes there? You don't want to find out.
Yeah, the point I just want to drive home is that the strict sandboxing model we explained for like PS5 and stuff does not apply to the PC in the same way, and that's pretty much it. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, it does not apply. Yeah, okay. I get
no,
you.
everything you said is very informative.
Yeah, no, I try to hit it home because, like, it doesn't matter what I say or whatever, how well I explain it, I will always get these comments of people being like, but I've been playing Black Ops 2 on PC for 20 years and nothing's ever happened to me, brother. I'm like, okay, if you say so.
That's the opposite of confirmation bias, basically.
It's like, I drive a car every day. I've never got into an accident, so it's fine. It's not gonna happen. That's kind of how I think about it. Take the risk if you want, but like at the end of the day, like if you're aware of all these things and you still choose to play that game online, that's on you. That's
exactly. So what we, or specifically Lollipop, is doing here, we are not saying don't play the game. We are informing you, and the choice is yours.
Oh, the choice is yours for sure. I'm not like...
We get the message out there. We explain
Yeah.
what, with the current state of information, what we have, what are the problems, what are potential issues. We inform the world, and people can decide for themselves what they want to do with that information.
100%. And, you know, personally for me, I've chose never to play those games again. And that's really unfortunate because I love those games, but yeah, it's just not worth it at all. Especially now.
I respect that.
Especially now, because who knows? Maybe one day I'll set up VM and all the proper protections, and I'll just jump in a Black Ops 2 lobby and see how long it takes for someone to hack me.
Yeah, we had the same like shortly in the last stream where I was invited. We talked about the protection through VM.
Right.
This also applies here once again. If you do things correctly, basically the VM, what is happening when you launch a VM is, well, simplified, but basically the same protection or type of protection you get on PS5 through the sandboxing. Because the VM is some kind of sandbox, because everything that is on your like hosting machine cannot be, at least not directly, affected by, you know, the guest machine. So if you play it on the VM, then everything that's in the memory of the VM cannot access things that are like in the parent memory, like in the actual OS. So you're safe from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point to bring that up, actually, because we talked about sandboxing and everything, and yeah, I think the VM basically acts as that for PC, which contains the game, basically the same way a console would. Yeah, you're totally right on that. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but, you know, same concept.
Yeah, the idea of sandboxing basically is the same. You have your memory that's allocated to one operating system as being like emulated in the virtual machine, and you have your memory for like the host machine, and it is just strictly separated, and it cannot directly access your main system's memory. And on PS5, it's basically the same thing. Like on modern phones as well, it's exactly the same thing. Like every application you start has its own sandbox, and it cannot access memory of other applications, for instance. And if it wants to communicate with anything from the actual PlayStation 5, for instance, if you have the PS5, it has to go through the operating system and have the permissions and stuff. And that's also how like the browser gets launched. It's actually the game doing a system call, a syscall, it's called. It basically says, hey, operating system, please, I want to launch the browser with this website, and then the operating system checks, does it have the permission, which in the case of Call of Duty it does, and it says, yeah, okay, go ahead. And if you have like, that's what actually, how the browsers get launched and stuff, the remote code execution actually says, it sends the same request like, hey, please open the browser for me. And then the OS sees, oh, it's coming from the game, it has a permission, and then it does the thing for the game, and that's how it works, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I don't remember where I heard that from or where, but for some reason that just kind of made me think of something I've heard in the past, like years ago. It was, people were saying, like, heading into the future, most likely sandboxes will be used kind of on PCs, kind of like they are on phones, right? Like you mentioned, apps not being able to talk to each other and stuff. That might be like, because I know some people, and they have like a gaming VM, right, where they play all of their games in a sandbox environment, not just Call of Duty, but just in general. And honestly, I don't see why that wouldn't be a thing for security purposes on PCs, right? Of like, when you launch a video game on your PC, like why doesn't it just launch into a sandbox automatically? Like that should be just a Windows feature, in my opinion. Like that could just be a thing. I don't know, what do you think about that?
I can't really speak about it in too much detail, but it is kind of, it is similar-ish to that already, but there can be more protections, yes. There are basically, like it's also a problem on like Android phones and stuff. There's always like other vulnerabilities that can still be exploited, but There are different like research areas going on right now, like actively, where basically people or like researchers trying to improve security, like inherently through the operating system. For instance, there's something called Fusion OS, I think by Google. I don't know if they're actually still working on it or not, but like where they actually completely change how the capabilities work, like who is allowed to do what in the OS. It's like a completely different model. I feel like things like get tested. And for Windows 11 also, like if you see there are like similar like protections, like go into the direction of sandboxing. If you think about that annoying window that pops up when you try to like install a program, says, "Hey, this program tries to install blah blah blah. Do you want to like I don't know what exactly it says.
Yeah.
Do you want to like allow it or whatever?"
Yeah.
It's called UAC, which I think is user authentication control. Maybe don't quote me on that. You can easily look it up. But UAC, and it's basically the same thing because it sees, hey, the program wants to access like something, another resource, like another like protected memory or like operating system, whatever. Is it actually allowed to do that? And the reason I said don't play as an admin is because if you have admin rights, if the program has admin rights, it doesn't go through that check because it has a permission already.
Right.
Because basically, if you have RCE that does something catastrophical and you're like in the user space, like not in admin rights, then it's like, hey, this program is about to destroy, I don't know, your house. Or whatever.
Yes,
you say, no. And if you're under admin rights, it doesn't even ask you, it just does it.
It just blows up while you're playing.
Exactly.
All around you.
I've lost 5 houses that way, and it's enough now.
God damn it, Call of Duty. Houses are expensive, man.
No more admin for me. But yeah, sorry for digressing, but I think it's still interesting. Yeah, sorry for being...
No, it's super interesting to me. Because, you know, most of the time, what happens when you look up something about a game that doesn't work, or you're trying to install a mod or whatever, and it's like, just put it in admin. Just put it in admin mode, it's gonna work. Put it in admin. I was like, you know, if you do that with COD, trying to mod Call of Duty for some reason, and it's like, yeah, you're fucked, buddy. Don't do that. You know, it's
not always a bad idea, but in this context, with Call of Duty, with RC exploits being known to exist, it is a bad idea.
It sure is. It sure is. I'm not saying it's always a bad idea, of course, but yeah, like, if you're, and again, like, I get a lot of comments on my video, and it's always the same thing, you know, but can I play with my friends? But can I play solo online? But can I do this? Can I do that? And, you know, my rule of thumb, and what I always respond with, is I would never recommend anyone to launch vulnerable software on their computer while connected to the internet. And that's all you need to know. And if you still want to do it and play with your friends and not play with public lobbies and whatever, like, that's up to you. You do what you want. But knowing that there's RCE and all these exploits that can, you know, again, the risk, it's really not probable that, you know, at fucking Tuesday afternoon, someone's gonna decide to target you for some reason because you're playing solo Origin Zombies on Black Ops 2, okay? Like, let's be realistic, that's not gonna happen, or it's very unlikely to happen. But the fact remains that it's a possibility, and just for that reason alone, I could never recommend anyone to do it. But yeah.
My name is Distro, and I approve this message.
There you go. So, stop asking. Like, yeah, it's just kind of weird to me because I try to make it as clear as possible. Like, but I don't think people understand or realize just how bad it can get with those games, or I guess they just don't think with the same perspective. They're like, video game, I want to play video game is fun, but then this guy's telling me I cannot have fun. But what if I ask him nicely? Is he gonna say yes? Like, no. I'm still gonna say no, you know? And it's kind of, because I get it. I totally get that mentality, because I was the same way when I was first introduced to all these exploits. and people started talking about it, and I started learning about it. My first thought was, well, how the fuck can I play the game? You know, what if I just play with my friends? Is that okay? You know, so I totally understand that perspective, but like, the truth is, it's vulnerable software and you should not launch it. And that's really all there is to it. If you want to play the game, just use Plutonium, for fuck's sake. It's free. And I know people keep saying like, oh, you're a shield, you're getting paid by Plutonium or whatever. I've seen that. That's funny to me. I wish they fucking paid me. Yeah, I'll take the money. But no, like, I'm saying that because like, that's literally the only way you can play those games on PC safely. I don't really like Plutonium, like the multiplayer or anything. I don't really play it because, yeah, it's filled with bots and it's snipers only. Like, I know, I've played it. It sucks. Like, I'm with you there. But if you're a zombies player or whatever, you want to play on PC, just go on Plutonium. It's literally the exact same thing as the original game. So at least you have that going for it, you know. As a zombie player, you know, we're eating good at least. But yeah, multiplayer is a whole different story for sure. But yeah, that's basically, you know, I'm not saying like, now that I've said that, the comments will stop, but I'm just saying like, if you're wondering, if you're watching this video, you're wondering how the hell, you know, if I play with my friends, it's safe, just keep in mind, like, no, these games are not safe. That's all you need to know. And there's no, you know, just connecting to these servers is a risk, unfortunately, and I would not in good conscience recommend anyone to do it. You know, no matter how little risk there is, you know, I see comments sometimes of people saying, oh, well, you can play Advanced Warfare. There's like 50 players playing it anyways. You're not gonna get hacked. It only takes one guy. You know, it only takes one guy. Doesn't matter if there's 100,000 people on the game or 50,000 or 2. You know, the game is vulnerable and it's not secure. I would not recommend it. So that's all I have to say on that. And yeah. Anyways, I think that's about everything we wanted to go through today, I think. Unless you have anything else, Listro?
Yeah, I have another half hour of content. No, just kidding. I'm also, I think we said everything we want to say. The important thing is to have verified information to share, like from experts or people who know their stuff, because there's a lot of misinformation. Like, I'm not Lollipop, but I know him, and his goal is to like inform with correct information so people can like learn from it. It can take the like excessive fear away, because you know, this is bad, but it's not as bad as I thought. Or if you like underestimate it, like, oh, maybe it is worse than I thought. Like,
yes.
Lollipop's goal, the way I know him, is to give you correct information so you know for yourself what that means to you, and I think that's amazing. And since we're reaching the end, I would like to thank you for allowing me into the call again. Like, last video was pretty fun. I learned a lot myself as well. I hope you learned a lot, like as in Lollipop and the viewers. I hope you learned a lot, and that I could share some perspective from the cybersecurity field. And yeah, I don't have anything more to add. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, I did learn a lot, actually. So I want to thank you for getting on. And again, check out Distro's channel, Distro TV. He streams on Twitch. I don't know if you stream very often these days, but you know, still go follow him for whenever he picks it back up again.
Yeah, actually, I haven't streamed in almost a year because I've been like busy with real life and with graduating. But I'm graduating, like I'm handing in my thesis as my last contribution in like the world of university in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks I'm done. I'm coming back in August. I will be doing like, I'm a speedrunner basically. I will be doing speedruns of Splinter Cell 1 and of Halo Infinite, because I will be running at Gamescom GDQ in Germany, in Cologne, at the end of August. So I'm going to prepare for that. So I'm coming.
Nice.
Shameless self-plug, I guess, but I am having a comeback after a year of hiatus, and I'm coming back in August.
Well, that's awesome. So yeah, check out August. It's gonna be filled with distro content. Very chill dude. Always enjoy watching his stream. It's always a chill place to go. People are always nice there, and his chat's amazing. Just a great community there, and a lot of memes, and I'm usually the asshole in the chat, to be honest, saying a bunch of weird stuff. But everyone there is pretty normal, so you can
I'm not sure if I quite agree with that statement, but fair enough.
But yeah, it's a good time. And yeah, are you gonna play the new Halo distro?
Probably not at release, but I will have an eye on it for sure, and I will see. Maybe if I think the speedrun is interesting, I'll give it a go. And basically, I have to save money until I find a job and work for a few months, and I'll get it eventually, but not at release.
Sure, yeah, understandable. It's pretty expensive. But yeah, it looks cool. I mean, so far, you know, it's only pre-release footage, but I've seen some cool glitches already with people throwing themselves up in the air with crates and stuff. Like these physics mechanics from Infinite are still there, so I think speedruns will be pretty interesting to watch. I think it's gonna be fun. You might like it. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to you guys on the live stream for hanging out and for all the questions we got. Appreciate you guys. And for those of you on YouTube, again, as we mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, you have anything to add, anything you think we might have misinformed on without meaning to, please correct us. Please ask away in the comments, and me and Distro will be looking at them and answering them and giving likes and pinning and all that to make sure that this is the most informative you can get with the console situation on Call of Duty. Because I feel like the console's version don't really get talked about a lot, and I get a lot of questions about the console version. So I hope that today we were able to answer at least most of your concerns and most of the questions that I see the most in my comment sections on YouTube. So I hope that this helped, and I don't know, I might do like a shorter video that's not exactly podcast style talking about the console versions, but I hope that at least for those of you who are deeply interested and those of you who care about all the small little details and intricacies of the situation, I hope this was informative. And yeah, so thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time, and episode 3 of the Distro Lollipop podcast probably next year, so we'll see. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I just realized if you like combining this would be this trolley pop.
This trolley pop. Yeah, there you go.
Wait, this trolley podcast.
This
there
trolley podcast. Yo, that's kind of catchy actually. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just we'll pump one of these out like every week. No, I don't know. Episode 1 was like a year ago, but we'll see. Whenever something happens with COD, you know, is really when things pick up. You know, at least for me on the YouTube side of things, like COD, most of the time just nothing's going on with everybody's just shitting on the game. You know, I got nothing to say. But for sure, I think a lot of things will be moving this year with COD on PC. For multiple reasons, but I think just Game Pass being, as we've seen last year with what happened with World War II, I think Game Pass will definitely affect Call of Duty in a big way in the near future, and I'll be there every step of the way to keep track of that and keep you guys updated on that, and hopefully this will be available to give some input when you can. So we'll try to keep you guys informed as much as possible. So yeah, but that's about it for now. I don't really have much else to say. So
yeah, just
yeah, go for it.
We appreciate feedback. If you have something to say about this video format, you feel free to mention in the comments. If you hate the guest speaker, aka me, you feel free to let us know, so Lollipop will never invite me again. Yes. If you enjoy my presence, feel free to let him know, so he will invite me again. It's up to you. And as Lollipop said before, if we got something wrong, of course feel free to correct us. I personally love being corrected, because it means I learn from it, and the learning experience always gets you, like, you just learn more, and it's important for me to learn more about my field of work, basically. So I appreciate it. So if you have anything, general feedback or corrections or anything similar, go for it.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who jailbreaks PlayStations all the time, like let us know like what's going on in there and like if our assumptions and are correct, you know, about the whole thing. Like I would love to learn more about that personally. So yeah. Any kind of feedback, anything you want to add, go for it. But alright, that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Well, basically next time COD gets hacked, we'll let you know. So until then, stay safe and
Bye.
yeah, take care.